Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Yasser Ahmed. So in this set of video tutorials, we're going to be creating some vector graphics. So vector graphics are used by using shapes and coordinates. The other type of graphic is bitmap, and bitmap is made up of small little pixels. So for example, if you take a picture and you were to zoom in on a bitmap picture, you'll see little squares which represent pixels. But we're going to be focusing on using a vector graphic or creating vector graphics. And the application that we're going to be using is Adobe Illustrator. So in this tutorial, guys, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at, let me just open it up for you, this tutorial here. So we're going to be using a pen tool, curvature tool, color and gradients. And you can see we're going to draw a basic shape. And then we're going to bend the lines using the curvature tool. We're then going to duplicate the shape, combine it into one using the Pathfinder tool. And then the last part is we'll create a duplicate, we'll resize the shape to make it smaller to fit inside of the initial shape, and then we'll add a gradient. So in this tutorial, we're going to be hopefully looking at a number of tools inside of Illustrator to create a vector graphic. So let's get started. So I'm going to click on File and New, and I'm going to go for just 1000 by 1080 pixels. Let's just go for this size here. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is we're going to use the pen tool, and you can find the tools on the left-hand side of Adobe Illustrator to create this basic shape here. So it's going to be a straight line, then we go up and like this. So let's go ahead and select the pen tool. You can see the pen tool is here. And I'm going to click first of all, and then press Shift to draw a straight line. You can see it's always going to be a straight line, so that's okay. Click it, whoops. Whilst you're holding Shift, press click again, and then we're going to go up a little bit, and then Shift again to draw a straight line, and then let's connect this together. So once we have a basic shape, it's going to look like this. It doesn't have to be exactly like this. We're now going to use the curvature tool to bend these two lines here. Okay, so the curvature tool is just underneath. And if I go over the line, I can press my left mouse button down, and we can bend this like this, and we can bend this line like this. Okay, so once we've done this, the next step is we're going to copy and paste. But before we copy and paste, let's fill a shape in. Okay, so here, so what we can do, we can use the selection tool to select everything. And this is for the outline, the stroke, and this is for the fill inside. So let me select a color. So let's double click. Let's make it like a pink. Actually, no, let's just make it gray for now, like yeah, that will do. Okay, and we can keep the outline as black, it's fine, okay? No, actually, for the sake of the tutorial, let's change the outline color to red. And let's increase the outline, the thickness. So if I click on here, you can see the thickness has increased. Okay, I think that will do. So the next step in this tutorial is we're going to copy the shape and then paste it in front, and then we're going to flip it over. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So we can select the shape, we can click on copy, we can then click on paste in front. You can use the shortcut keys as well if you like, Control and F. So there's two copies here you can see, but let me just place it back, Control Z. Now to flip it, what we need to do is come across to properties. If you click on the bottom right, okay, and then click on here, we want to flip it horizontally. So you can see it's basically been mirrored across to here. Right, the next step is we want to combine these two shapes into one. So we want to use the Pathfinder tool to unite the shapes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go back to Illustrator. I'm going to highlight the shape, both shapes, and we come to Pathfinder in Properties, and then we can click on Click to Unite, and you can see it's become one shape. Okay, something like this. Right, the next step is what we want to do is we want to create a duplicate of this shape and place it inside, and then we're going to add a gradient. Okay, and then we can look at the different effects which we can apply within the gradients. So let me just hide this. So let's go back to the shape. To make a duplicate of this shape, make sure the selection tool has been selected, press Alt, and then click on that shape. And you can see we can create a duplicate. If I press Shift down, we can resize the shape, maintaining the aspect ratio, the proportions. And then we're going to just position this shape inside. So now what we're going to do is we want to add a gradient. So if you come across to here, you can see we can click on the gradient option, and then this window will appear. We want the gradient to start in the middle, so the radial gradient effect. Oh, sorry, which one did I click on there? I think I want to just make sure the fill has been selected. So the fill is going to be the gradient. Okay, yeah, that's what we want, not the outline. So make sure this was selected. Okay, for the outline, let's just make it solid again and choose like a red color. Okay, let's get back to the inside gradient. Okay, so edit the gradient. We want it to be, let me just extend that. So we want it to be radial, so from the center. And I want to change colors. So if I click on this spot here, so it's going to begin as red. Okay, and then if I click on this black circle here, it's going to change to like a white color. So okay, and then what you can do, you can adjust this as well. This as well. I think this is okay. Do I want to do anything else? You can also change directions as well. But I think this is fine. So guys, what we've done in this tutorial is we've created a shape. If I go up using a pen tool, so we've created a vector shape, and then we used a curvature tool, which was just below the pen tool, to bend some of the lines. We then filled in the shape using the color tools down here with a solid fill initially. Okay, and then we duplicated the shape and combined it together, duplicated and reflected the shape, and then we combined the shape using a pathfinder tool. So you can see this line here in the middle disappeared as soon as we combined the shape into one. And then the last step was we've added a gradient inside of this shape here. Okay, and you can have a look at these different effects here. You can click here, you can change direction as well. And the opacity, if you wanted to have a look at that, you can also have a look at the opacity of the shape as well. Let me just click inside of here. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, you can make it transparent if you want. Okay, guys, that's the end of the first tutorial using vector graphics. Please join me for the next video. Thank you for your time. Hopefully, this was useful for your studies. Thank you again. Bye-bye.